If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Wernette, and I'm joined now by Dr. Scott Mitchell and Michael Bradburn of SamaraCare. Welcome.
Hi,
Thank
good
you.
to be here. Yeah.
We're happy to have you back because you're back with a new name. And
Yes.
so I'm going to start with you, Scott, and ask you what motivated this new name change?
Well, many of your viewers used to know us by Samaritan Interfaith Counseling Center. And we went through a strategic planning process in preparation for our 45th anniversary, which is this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're real proud of that. And so during that process, we ended up thinking we need to refresh our name. And we didn't plan on renaming it, but we thought a refresh. But when we hired a marketing firm, branding firm, they did a market study, found that we were being confused with other organizations with Samaritan in the name. So we decided to rename it, and we came up with SamaraCare. Samara is a nod to Samaritan, but a very different meaning in that it means guarded by God or protected by God, which is part of our faith background and orientation. And then care was a word that kept coming up again and again from people who've used our services, so hence SamaraCare. And then the other thing I'm very proud of, I'm very excited about, is the tagline called Choose Stronger. And we thought, as long as we're rebranding, why not start a campaign to take stigma out of seeking help for mental health? And so our perspective is that seeking help is a strength, it's not a weakness, and so hence Choose Stronger.
That's fascinating. I mean, so much good thinking that's clearly gone into that.
Yep. Yeah.
And very good. Mike, talk a little bit about that stigma. Scott mentioned about it, and I know there's a lot of conversation about that today. Talk a little bit about that and what that means in the world of mental illness.
Sure. What it means is when there is stigma attached to mental illness, that a person struggling with that feels very isolated, and they feel shame, and they feel alone. So it further isolates and compounds the problem that they're already facing, emotional, mental health type of issue. So stigma is a real problem with mental health, but what we're doing is really trying to destigmatize. And when we talk about I broke my leg, we all understand that. It's a physical ailment, you have a cast, and people are very understanding, accepting. But when somebody is struggling with depression, it's more invisible, it's harder to understand, and there's often some blame associated with it. What did you do to get so down in the dumps that you're so depressed? What caused this? So there are some things that we're doing to try to open things up in terms of welcoming in people for counseling and making it kind of a regular thing to do. Take care of the body and the mind and the spirit.
That's interesting, and really ties back to that whole choose strength.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing we did when we did the rebrand was a lot of people don't realize that we do consulting as well with the not-for-profits as well as with congregations throughout the Chicagoland area. And we wanted to bring both the counseling and the consulting under one consistent brand. And similarly with organizations, a lot that need help don't want to seek it because they think, well, it's a weakness in that way. So Choose Stronger applies to both the mental health part as well as the consulting part of the organization. So.
And do you find that are there similarities that overlap between both an individual with mental illness as well as organizations that are seeking help?
Yes, I think so. I mean, there's some major differences, in terms of depression and anxiety, those kinds of things. The similarity, though, is that sense if we look for help, it means we're weak.
Yeah.
And I think that's just not the case. I mean, it's definitely an asset to look for help, and a lot of organizations resist doing that as well.
Scott, you talk a little bit about the stigma. What specifically is SamaraCare doing to kind of eliminate or reduce significantly that stigma?
Yeah, one of the other things you tell I'm excited about this because we put a lot of work into this, and the stigma piece, the anti-stigma part is huge. So our website, if you go on our website, we talked all kinds of different ways to come at this. A lot of counseling centers will have an image of a peaceful scene or models, with smiley faces. What we decided to do was just have regular people on our website leaning into words that really describe who we are as an organization. Caring, compassionate, or draw people in to seek help. So we've got some clients who said, I want to speak out.
Nice.
You know, and we've got some leaders from our community who said, I want to speak out and say it's okay. You know, and so what we're going to be doing is rotating those pictures. It'll never be the same.
Nice.
As a way of continuing to put that out there. The other is you know, all of our messaging is much more direct about it's okay to seek help. It's a stronger choice, all of those kinds of things. And this Friday, we're doing a big event at North Central College called Send Silence Packing, a suicide awareness campaign. And that's another way of us trying to put it out there that it's okay to seek help. We don't want to be silent anymore.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of good stuff. And Mike, what can the general public do? Because obviously you're taking the forefront and you're on the front of trying to push that. But what can the general public do?
Well, what we can do is be more open and honest about what's really going on in our lives and share with friends and family and others the good that's happening and the joy that we're having, but also failures and difficulties and being more authentic and more genuine when we're interacting with each other. So we live kind of in this Facebook culture where, you know, we put our best face forward and, you know, I'm having this great time on vacation, my life's wonderful. And the problem with that is, I mean, it's great to have those, but sometimes people feel, again, alone or isolated, like everybody else is having fun, everybody else is having a great life,
I'm
and
the only
I'm the only one
who's
struggling or suffering right now. So to be able to, you know, be able to be more authentic and genuine is one of the things we can do. And even talk about, I've gone for help, I've gone for counseling. I did this men's retreat that was really helpful, and those are some of the things that we did. And just really share and be more open about that, just like we would about, I've been working out physically, I've been eating well, I'm going and taking care of my mental health as well, making it something that we talk about.
One of our board members actually wrote an article talking about her own, you know, family issues relative to mental health, and was published in the Daily Herald. So we're trying to get, at all levels, staff, board, clients, people from the community talking more openly about it. So
really a whole grassroots effort,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
We're going to wrap with, I'm going to ask you, and I know you're excited, so I don't have to ask you if you're excited, but what's the biggest challenge that you see, or what's the thing that you're most excited about going forward in this next year?
Well, from a challenge perspective, you know, the need for mental health is huge, and actually finding staff to continue to help us to grow and provide services, as well as the need for fee-subsidized services. That's part of our mission. That's a big challenge. My excitement, though, is our growth. I mean, we're growing, and we're looking to reach out to other communities as well.
Okay. Well, I have a very good sense that with the excitement and enthusiasm and all the expertise that you have at SamaraCare, I'm sure that you're going to make great strides in this. And I thank you for the work that you're doing on behalf of all of us. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it. If you would like to learn more about the services offered by SamaraCare, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break for a few short messages, but don't go away. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.